Yeah, this is my town.
Hello, my name is Alan Jones, Director of Freight Sales for the Memphis Division. For the next few minutes, I want to talk to you about the Cash Saver concept. We are now into our third year of stores converting to Cash Saver. This web blast will provide you with a high-level exposure of how the Cash Saver with the Cost Plus format can be a solution to drive sales and give your customers a new shopping experience at bare bones pricing every day. We can provide all the information and pictures to show you what a Cash Saver with the Cost Plus format is and how they work. Now you will see a few pictures of our Cash Saver stores. But nothing rings louder than the words from one of our retailers who have converted. Later you will hear comments from our current Cash Saver owners. Cash Saver and Cost Plus formats is not a solution for every retailer. There are many factors to consider and are required prior to actually converting your current store or a new store. First, a market survey of your trade area is needed. This will determine what kind of potential sales increase is available in your market. Second, a complete and thorough review of your current and past sales trends, along with past and current P&Ls of your existing store is critical. Cash Saver with the Cost Plus format is not a limited assortment store. It's a full-line grocery store, just as you operate today, featuring full fresh departments, dairy, frozen, and center store. There are many keys to success, but highlighting a few of the very important factors. You need to have a low rent factor, have low labor cost, and your inventory will increase at least 25% as you take advantage of buying opportunities to meet the projected increases in volume. Set your pricing on DSD products at 0% or below to be competitive and make a price impression. And now let's hear from a few of our Cash Saver owners.
Well, I think the most important thing to remember when you go from a conventional arena to a Cost Plus is that you have to stay true to the program. Our tendency as a conventional operator is to get the gross where you can. And it's very tempting to plug in a little bit here and a little bit there. Once you start diluting the program, though, we have found that it's a slippery slope and it's hard to come back. The biggest key to success, to our success as a Cost Plus program, is staying true to the program. Keep your pricing integrity always. And as hard as it is sometimes not to plug in a little bit more gross, it's very, very important to keep your pricing integrity in the Cost Plus program. The biggest asset to the Cost Plus program compared to other low-cost formats is that you have a full complement of it's not just private label, it's not limited assortment. You have everything in the store is priced right. Perishables obviously is the most important factor in that, so much so that I like to put our perishables, preferably produce, first thing when you enter the store. Something we've got from a web blast or a deal from AWG, we put it out first just to show people that we are a fresh supermarket. It's not a limited assortment. It's not something that you have to compromise.
And so everything was always about gross margins. How much margin we're going to make, and some really kind of held true to, we're going to get a 25 in grocery, or we're going to get a 28 in frozen, or we need 40 in produce. So those are numbers that we always kind of constantly talk about. The produce manager knows what he's supposed to deliver on a weekly basis. You have to turn that upside down. And so your primary focus now is, how much can I sell? How many cases can I sell? How fast can I sell it? There is a temptation that you have to avoid in this format. It's the temptation to allow the thought to creep into your mind of, you know what, I could probably make just a little bit more margin on this item. Typically for us as conventional retailers, there was always, wow, I bought this at a great price. I can probably get an extra 10 cents or 20 cents. And you've got to avoid at all costs going down that path in a deep discount format. So I'll give you an example. So let's say you go to an AWG food show, and you're able to buy Best Choice water for $2 for a 24-pack. And let's say that you normally been retailing that for as a conventional for $3.49 or something. And so the thought comes to mind, well, wow, under the format, under pricing this under the format, that's telling me that I should price it for $2.30. But I could probably put $2.60 on it. You end up going down a path that is directly opposed to what you're trying to do, and that is you want to sell as many of that as you can.
This format allows you not only to compete against the Walmarts of the world, the Krogers of the world, the larger independents of the world, but it also gives you an ability to compete against the dollar stores, Dollar General, Family Dollars of the world, Fred's of the world, because again, we're going to be priced better than those guys on a day in, day out basis. With this format, we don't advertise in Russellville with any type of mailer. I am in 2 newspapers locally, but my advertising percent is less than 1%, and that's in 2 newspapers and some local radio, as well as a internet, Facebook, social media type deal. But we run less than 1% advertising in Russellville. I know the concept calls to not advertise. We just felt like in this market, it was best for us to still be out with some small advertising, but we have managed to get our advertising less than 1%.
But I had a customer stop me at the front of the store about 6 months in, and she'd been shopping with us for 3 months based on a recommendation from a family member. This was a food stamp customer who that day was getting her distribution of food stamps. And of course we all know that means that it's been 30 days since she got her last food stamp distribution. And like many of our customers, she had run out of benefits before she made it to the end of the month and gotten her next distribution. This was the 3rd month that she had shopped with us, and she stopped and she said, I just want to thank you for this store. She said, my husband was sitting at breakfast this morning, and he looked at me, and she told him she was headed to the grocery store, and he says, can you believe we still have food in the freezer? And I knew exactly what she meant, and that was that she didn't really understand maybe how cost plus works and all this source to shelf pricing. But what she did know was that on a fixed income of food stamps from one month to the next, she was getting more food than she had ever gotten before on the same amount of money.
A special thanks to Rick, Steve, and Scott for sharing their comments. As we just heard, there are many contributing factors to running a successful Cash Saver store. While this concept is clearly not for everyone, it can be an option for you to remain in business, grow your sales, fight off competition, and become more profitable in a higher volume, everyday low price format. If you're interested and want more details, please contact your district sales managers. They will involve the appropriate resources within AWG to review the entire program with you and next steps for conversion and consideration. Thank you.
Yeah.